So many of us see pictures of waterfalls and national parks and rainforests and think, I should visit that place, and then we don't, me included. Most of us know that in Washington State, we're surrounded by national parks. There's a lot of them around us, and a lot of us have even visited some, probably Mount Rainier. But today I'm going to tell you about three smaller, well, not necessarily smaller, but three lesser known parks on the Olympic Peninsula. Three I'm going to tell you about today are the Hoh Rainforest, which is one of the few left in the United States and the world. Dosewallips State Park, which is a larger, more versatile park that has many activities ranging from ocean, rivers, hiking. And Falls View Campground, which is a small, kind of hidden campground on the side of a little mountain over in the Olympic Park. So the first one I'm going to tell you about today is Hoh Rainforest. This is located about 4 hours away, including ferry trip, on the more northern section of the Olympic Peninsula. It is is a temperate rainforest that is one of them that is left in the world. It's one of the few temperate rainforests left in the world, and even though temperate forests cover a large part of the globe, temperate rainforests actually only cover a small part and occur in only a few regions around the world, very few of these being in the United States. According to the U.S. Department of the Interior, these rainforests once stretched from southern Oregon to southeast Alaska, but very little remains outside of the protected areas. I think all of our national parks are in protected areas. There's a few other temperate rainforests that occur in a few other regions, including Chile, New Zealand, and southern Australia. So there's really not a lot around. We're very lucky to have one, not only in the U.S. but in our state. One of the things this park is most known for is its ginormous, I love that word, old growth trees, and even more so the great amounts of, this is not working, large moss hanging off the trees, as you can see. They kind of make them look like woolly mammoths that need a haircut, but that's what it's best known for. It's very beautiful. If you get a chance to go there, definitely take a camera. The next one I'm going to tell you about is Dosewallips State Park. This is located only about 2 hours away, including ferry trip, once again, from like Edmonds. It's located a little further south on the Olympic Peninsula. It's, where am I at? This park is actually extremely versatile. It's got everything from mountain ranges, waterfalls, pools at the bottom of waterfalls, many rivers at this park, a lot more rivers in all the mountains because this park is surrounded by probably about 3 different mountains. This is Upper Dosewallips River, a little more rocky, not somewhere you can necessarily go wade in, but beautiful nonetheless, and it's an easy hike. It's also surrounded by the inner waters of the Puget Sound, a little bit rocky, but you can go fishing, camping, hiking, boating, pick clams and oysters. Also, it's got a lot of flatlands down by, obviously, the ocean part and where the main campgrounds are. Elk are very common there. They wander around people's yards and in front of your cars, so it's very common to see them if you're camping over the weekend. Actually, about 2 weeks ago when I was up there taking pictures, there was a big herd that kept running across the road. But according to the Washington State Parks and Recreation Commission, the lower part of the campground of this park was called Dos Melos because the flat fields of this park were actually old homestead sites prior to the existence as the park. My family actually, years and years and years ago, bought property on this river, and we actually found remnants of the old homestead sites where we built our log house. We found everything from rusty horseshoes, rusty tin cans, to a glass bottle from 1889 that stated it was Dr. Keeley's cure for drunkenness. So I don't know if it worked because there was none left. So if you enjoy a wide variety of activities, like I said, fishing, camping, hiking, it's very accessible by car, and you can do all of those in a day. In about 15 minutes, the next one is about 15 minutes north of this campground is Falls View. It's located on the side of a small mountain called Mount Walker. It's on a very steep cliff. In Canyon of the Coolstein River, it's, according to the report on the website for Olympic Peninsula Waterfall Trail. This fall is best viewed in autumn through spring as the drainage of the, it's actually unnamed stream. It's only good between about fall and spring because it dries up. It's the source, the snowpack is very small, so it's dried up. For personal experience, it's usually gone by June. This was about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago. There's still a little bit left. But even after the waterfall's dried up, it's a great little place to go camping, day picnic, hiking. There's a lot of old growth trees in this forest as well, even though it's not a temperate rainforest. It's got some really enormous trees that are fun to walk around and take a look at. Once again, moss growing off the trees, a little bit drier this time. There's also some nice flowers that you see at higher elevations that you're not going to see in the other 2 campgrounds because they're closer to sea level. So now you know 3 of the national parks that are a little bit close and easily accessible within only a couple of hours. Like I said, I told you about the Hoh Rainforest, which is a forest that's one of the few left in the world and in the U.S. Dusty Wallop State Park, which is a little bit larger and diverse park with lots of activities, and then the Falls View National Park, which is a little bit smaller, more hidden on the side of a mountain. So remember, Washington State Park is full of, full of national parks, and many of the lesser known ones are actually on the Olympic Peninsula that a lot of people don't go and see because they think it's so far away, and it's really only a couple hours. But what was I going to say? I guess that's it. So my hope for you guys this summer is that you'll just take a weekend, take a day with your friends and or your family, and go enjoy one of these parks. Really, they're not that far away. They're a great place to go during the summer, and you can just relax and discover some of, that's me, thank you. And you too can get your picture taken next to a waterfall. But they really are great parks that you can go and visit and discover some of Washington that a lot of people haven't. You know, we take it for granted that we live here because we're surrounded by trees and we don't want to like drive and go see parks, but these are great ones to go see. The end.